Are you graduating uni at the end of 2020 and you have no idea what you're going to do? Or do you want to make sure that you succeed when you are finished graduating uni? Well, you're in luck because in today's video, I'm going to share with you how to succeed when you have finished uni and what to do when you're finished as well. Hi, my name is Taylor and I am a young Aussie chick with a big dream. I want to change the education system of the world because I think it doesn't teach us what we need to be taught. But that's a huge task and I have no idea where to start, so I thought I'd just start with my YouTube channel and putting out content that I think everybody needs to hear because you've got to start somewhere, right? Anyway, enough about me, let's get to it. But before we jump in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you get weekly notifications as to when I put out new content. I'm going to be sharing a whole bunch of videos all about mindset, personal development, basically how you can become the best version of you possible. So make sure to subscribe. Okay, now let's jump in. Okay, so firstly, we need to actually define what success means. So the dictionary defines it as an accomplishment over an aim or a purpose. So most people in society often think they will become successful when they hit goals such as buying a fancy car or buying their first home or getting married, having kids, getting to a certain level in their career or so they can earn a certain amount of money. These sorts of things are what most people deem as the factors of success. But I want to offer an alternative version of success. So what if we actually decided to start measuring success by our happiness levels of what we felt inside? I have never felt more successful in my life as when I finally figured out how I could feel happy within myself and stop caring about what other people think. So for me to feel happy, I have to be living life on my own terms. I don't like doing what other people tell me or having a boss telling me what to do. For me to be happy, I have to have freedom in my life. And once I actually felt that way, I started to feel like I was succeeding at a lot more things than I did before because I was happy, I was doing things that I cared about, that I was passionate about, and I felt like I was moving towards my purpose in life, not somebody else's. So, how can you figure out what you actually want to do after uni and how to succeed in it? Okay, so step number 1 is to have a brainstorming session. So I want you to sit down with a piece of paper in front of you. If you don't have a piece of paper in front of you right now and a pen that you can quickly grab, I would suggest pulling out your phone so you can take some notes in your phone, or just pulling up Microsoft Word on your laptop so you can take some notes in there as well. So there are 4 things that I want you to brainstorm. The first thing you need to brainstorm is, what do you love? So obviously everyone has things that they're passionate about, everyone has hobbies. If you don't, go out and try some things to figure out what you do love. But if you already know what you love, write down on your piece of paper right now what you really, really love to do and what makes you happy inside. The next thing that you need to brainstorm is, what are you good at? So these could be skills that you have acquired through school, through work, wherever you may have learnt these skills. What are you actually good at doing? So you might not love cooking, but you might be really good at it. Or you might not love painting or riding your bike really fast, but you might be really good at it. So figure out and brainstorm some ideas as to what you are good at. Okay, the third thing that we need to brainstorm is, what can you be paid for? So these are skills that you have that you can actually be paid to do. So maybe you're really good at designing, so you could be paid to do graphic design for people. Or maybe you're really good using your hands and working on the tools, so you could be paid to work as a tradie. Figure out and write down some ideas as to what you can be paid for. Okay, so the last one is, what does the world need more of? So obviously, when you are trying to figure out what you want to succeed in, you want to be passionate about it, and because it's going to turn into your purpose and your calling, but you need to feel like it's actually doing something good for the world, right? You don't just want to be sort of working away and not making any difference in the world, not having an impact. You want to be doing something that's improving the world and helping people in some way, or animals, or whatever it is, whatever cause you decide that you want to back. Make sure that you figure out sort of what the world needs more of, so that you're not just contributing to consumerism or just making money for the sake of money, Figure out what the world needs more of and brainstorm some ideas around that. Okay, now I want you to look at these 4 different sections that we've just brainstormed some ideas on. And what is in all of these 4 sections that overlaps? If you drew them, you can draw them in circles. Draw 4 circles, and what are the things that overlap in the middle? What are the things that you love to do, that you can be paid for, that you're good at, and the world needs more of? Because these 4 things, whatever overlaps between these 4 things, that is generally the direction that you should take after finishing uni, because that is something that's going to light you up inside. You're going to have drive to actually do it because it's something that you're passionate about, you're good at it, you're going to get paid to do it, and it's something that the world needs more of, so you feel like you're actually making an impact and making a positive change to the world. Okay, step number 2 is to research and test. So now that you've figured out what you actually want to do and sort of the direction that you want to go, research how you can start going in that direction. Do you need to do some training? Is there an online course that you could take? Do you need to maybe do an internship with a certain company, or maybe start doing, for example, sales for a company, or whatever it is? Start doing research as to how you can actually move in the direction that you've decided you want to go in. After that, you need to test. So test absolutely every possible theory that you can think of. If you can't get the internship, maybe you need to do an online course to get yourself there, and then find someone that can get you in the door. Like, think about who's in your network that could get you in the door. Test some different theories, test some different ways of actually getting to the destination, because there's always, if you have a destination, there's many different routes that you can take to get there, right? It's not just one way. So test some different theories as to how you think you can potentially start going in that direction. Okay, so step number 3 is to start networking. So you need to get your foot in the door somehow. You need to start networking with industry leaders or people who are in the industry that you want to get into, because the more connections that you have in that industry, the easier it's going to be for you to get your foot in the door and get a position, or get into whatever you want to get into. Networking is such a vital part of growing your brand and your career, or whatever you decide to grow. It's a hugely important part. So make sure you start networking to have those connections with you when you actually need to take advantage of them, and when you finally decide you want to start taking action, because they're going to be the people that might offer you a free internship, or you might be able to ask them if you can work for free in their office, or they'll give you an introduction, a lunch sit down with their boss or with them, or they'll introduce you to the right person that you need to be introduced to. So really focus on starting to build your network right from the start as to when you leave uni. Okay, so are you guys finding these tips helpful? If you are, pop me a comment below and say yes, thank you. Or if you're struggling and you still feel like you don't really know what you want to do after uni, and you would like someone to potentially sit down and brainstorm with you, please leave me a comment below and say, can you help me or brainstorm with me? Because I love doing this sort of stuff, and I would be more than happy to help you sit down and have a brainstorming session together. Okay, so step number 4 is to take massive action. Set some goals, write them down, stick them up on your wall, and every single day move towards them. Set little daily goals that are going to move you towards the bigger goals that you have written down on the wall. If you don't start to take action every single day towards the direction that you want to go, you're never going to get there. So you really have to focus on how can you take action right now, today. Like, what can you do today to start moving yourself in that direction? Because action leads to habits. Like, if you build up if you keep doing action consistently, it's going to lead to habits, creating habits for yourself. And habits are the things that lead to long-lasting success, because you've built up a routine, you're slowly working every single day, getting there, and it's going to be the thing that helps you to succeed. Okay, and step number 5 is to remember that it is okay to change your mind. If you decide on something right when you leave uni, and then a year or 2 later you decide you want to pivot and try something else, that is completely okay. Stop judging yourself. It's not considered failure just because you're trying something different. You will have learned so much doing whatever you tried to begin with, and you can definitely apply those skills and abilities in whatever direction you decide to pivot to. Just make sure that you don't listen to your parents. Hopefully there's no parents that are going to watch this, but don't listen to your parents if they're telling you to do something that you don't want to do. You really need to listen to yourself and listen to your heart, because you don't want to wake up when you're 80 years old and think, shit, I wish I had have done blah, 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 what you actually want to do, instead of listening to my parents and just getting a job in this big company or corporation or whatever they think you should do. Don't listen to them. Do what you want to do, and just remember that it's okay to change your mind if you are thinking that, if you've gone down a path and you're thinking, okay, maybe this isn't the right thing for me, pivot. That's totally fine. No one's going to judge you if you don't judge yourself, because if you don't care about what other people think, then it doesn't matter what you do, because as long as you're happy within yourself, then you will be happy, right? So the main point of this video was not to tell you the specific things of what you should do after you finish uni. I'm not sure if you were maybe expecting that that's what I would do. My whole point of this video is to show you that you need to figure out what you want to do within yourself that's going to make you happy, and then that's what you have to do. You can't have someone, just a random curly haired girl from YouTube, tell you what you need to do after uni. You need to figure out what you want to do for yourself to make sure that it's something that you're passionate about and makes you happy, because that is how you're going to succeed, not by listening to other people and doing something that isn't authentic to you. Now, if this all feels a little bit too overwhelming and you just feel like you still can't figure out what you want to do and you don't know how you're going to succeed and it's just stressing you out, please shoot me an email, coachtaylorvictoria@gmail.com. I would love to help you out. This is the stuff that lights me up. I'm so passionate about it, so please shoot me an email if you need some support. And if you would like to receive weekly updates as to when you can catch my other videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell, because I'm going to be putting out so much content that's going to blow your mind. It's going to be all about mindset, personal development, just how you can become the best version of you possible. So make sure to subscribe. And on the screen right now, you are seeing a whole bunch of other videos that I think you will absolutely love. So if you really do want to watch more of my content and see some of the value that I am sharing with all of these videos, make sure to click on one of them now. And until the next episode, I'll see you later. Bye!